Now, the Victorians produced some magical stories for youngsters, timeless tales such as Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland. Both of those classics were inspired by real children whose later lives are examined in a new play. Peter and Alice sees Ben Whishaw as Peter Davis, while Dame Judi Dench plays Alice Hargreaves, who, in old age, actually met the adult Peter. The play imagines this encounter and has been written by John Logan, who also co-wrote the latest James Bond film, Skyfall. In it, Dame Judi, of course, played M, while Ben Whishaw reinvented the role of Q as a bespectacled young boffin. I caught up with Ben Whishaw backstage at the rehearsals of Peter and Alice, and before we got round to talking about 007, he told me how the play transforms from a straightforward piece into something more ethereal.
It veers off quite quickly into a combination of fantasy and memory, really. Peter Llewellyn Davis spoke quite a lot about how he felt burdened by being Peter Pan, because it was always in the papers, sort of we forget, but Jane Barry was a very big figure in society at the time. So, and Peter Pan was a massively popular character, more than I think we can really even imagine now. So I think he did feel very burdened, and he wrote about it, sort of. And there's a line in the play about how there were always these headlines every time he did anything. If he got married, it said Peter Pan gets married, or if when he went to the war, you know, Peter Pan was going to the war. It was sort of, he was tied always to this character.
When you started out acting, there is a role that you're particularly associated with. You played Hamlet when you were just out of drama school, and it's a kind of example of that, because forever afterwards you are the young man picked to play this huge role.
Yes.
Do you feel that there's a sort of, you know, you can never move away from certain characters, certain events in your career?
Yes, I mean, but I think it's lovely, actually, more than anything, personally. It's nice that people know you at all, to be honest. So, yeah, and obviously if you were going to be connected with any role, it's not a bad one to be forever connected with, I suppose.
And it's not the only huge Shakespearean role that you've taken on. Of course, you played Richard II as well.
I loved playing Richard II, yeah. I think that's a really incredible play that's perhaps not as well known, really, as I think it ought to be, because I think it's a beautiful play and touches on so many beautiful subjects. So I loved doing it. I'm very proud of it.
And they shall strike your children yet unborn and unbegot, that lift your vassal hands against my head and threat the glory of my precious crown.
The man who wrote Peter and Alice also wrote Skyfall.
He did.
And when you look at, you know, the publicity and the poster for this play, you see your two faces next to each other, and of course the impact that that's going to have on people is they're back together again after Skyfall.
Yes.
But actually you didn't really work together on Skyfall, did you?
Absolutely nothing to do with each other. We didn't even meet on Skyfall. I saw her very briefly pass through a corridor in the studio, or sort of felt her coming. I sort of felt her presence before she was there, and then I sort of stepped back and saw her white head go past. But I never actually met her until the premiere.
And did you really sort of say hello and introduce each other on that when the film was first seen?
Yeah, at the Royal Albert Hall. I think someone said, "Oh, that's the guy you're going to be doing the play with," and she came over and said hello, and I introduced her to my mum.
So finally, M and Q are together.
Yes.
But as Alice and Peter, Peter and Alice.
Peter, yes, Peter and Alice. Yeah.
And what is it like working with her?
It's really hard to sort of to not go into raptures, really. I mean, I just adore her, and she has such an incredible sense of fun about everything she does, and she's so generous with the people that she works with, and she's so incredibly brilliant that she sort of seems to lift everybody around her. I don't know, I'm absolutely besotted. I think we all are. Yeah.
You're planning to play Q again?
Yes. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. John Logan says I am, and he's writing the next two. So yeah, I hope so.
And of course that was a role inhabited by somebody else, closely
Yeah.
associated with another actor.
Yeah.
But you have reinterpreted it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was really smart to give it to somebody to really change the character, and it would have been very hard otherwise to follow in those footsteps. But because Sam and John completely reimagined it, I felt some degree of sort of relaxation about stepping into those shoes. Yeah. I'll hazard I can do more damage on my laptop sitting in my pyjamas before my first cup of Earl Grey than you can do in a year in the field.
Oh, so why do you need me?
Every now and then a trigger has to be pulled.
Or not pulled. It's hard to know which in your pyjamas.
Fans of The Hour will be very disappointed it's not coming back for a third series, particularly as, you know, what happens to your character, Freddie, was kind of on a
knife edge, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed too, I have to say. I love doing it so much, and I love that character and all the other characters, and I think we all felt that we were coming back together again to finish off the story, so it was a bit of a blow, to be honest. And apparently there is some big campaign, I don't know whether it's big, but there is a campaign online to, you know, persuade the powers that be that they should give us a third one. No, we don't. We need to stop talking. We talk too much. Instead, we have to do something.
Is it frustrating not to see a sort of resolution?
Yeah, really frustrating. Yeah, because you invest in a character and you think you're going to get the next installation of their story. So it was a shock and a disappointment.
The writer Abby Morgan says that perhaps your character might have gone over to the dark side in series 3.
Yeah, how exciting would that have been?